Hello everyone, welcome to watch our group presentation. This is part of SM3744 course in School of Creative Media, City University of Hong Kong. All opinions expressed today are for academic discussion only, and none of the presenters identify as fans of any of the idols or groups or animation characters. I'm Yifei. Let me start with the picture to diving into the world of Asian fandom. Imagine it's randomly a normal day like October the 13th. You are in Times Square, New York. On a giant screen, you see a young man's face. The screen says, "Happy birthday, we love you" from fans all around the world. You think just another celebrity advertisement. But then the same day you go to Seoul, subway station walls are covered with the same face, posters, banners, digital sequins. You go to Bangkok, a cafe sells special drinks named after his songs, with his photos on the cups. This is not a government campaign. It's not a company promotion. It's fans. Fans from dozens of countries who have never met this person, never spoken to him, and they have raised tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars to turn his birthday into a global event. So here's the question. Why? Why would thousands of strangers spend their own money to throw a birthday party for someone who doesn't even know they exist? To understand this, we need to see fandom not as a passive audience, but as an active, organized, emotional community. This is where Benedict Anderson and his idea of imagined community helps. Anderson used this idea to explain nationalism. How millions of people who never meet still feel deep belonging to the same nation. In Asia, this logic moved to pop culture fandom. Fans from an imagined community across cities, countries, even continents. Those share rituals, streaming together, voting together, planning birthday party projects. They build collective identity. We are the fans. We support our idol. Those birthday ads are not just ads, they are a public declaration. We exist and we are proud. This is also where data fandom from scholars Zhang Qian and Kev Nix comes in. In their study of Chinese idol culture, fans today are not just consumers. They are data producers and active stakeholders. Every dollar donated, every advertisement bought, every post shared becomes measurable proof of the idol's popularity. Fans know the system. The bigger the birthday campaign, the more brands and media see the idol as worth investing in. But it's more than that. For fans, this collective effort, planning budgets, designing advertisements, negotiating venues, coordinating time zones, is itself a form of belonging. It turns a simple birthday into a shared project. It turns "I like this person" into "we build this together." And that, I think, is the heart of Asian fandom. They need to do something together, to prove loyalty through visual action, and to feel that your contribution truly matters. So here's our working definition of fandom today. Fandom is an imagined community where members share strong emotional attachment to a media object, and actively participate in its promotion, interpretation, and celebration through collective practice, often on digital platforms. In the Asian context, fandom is especially organized, data-driven, and tied to collective identity. It's not just about liking someone, it's about belonging to a community, showing loyalty through measurable actions, and finding meanings in shared projects. And that's what we will explore today. My group mates will take you through history of fandom in different Asian countries, how cultural values shape Asian fan communities, characteristics of Asian fandom, how fandom spills over into other communities, and the difference between Asian fandom and Western fandom. So let's dive in. I will hand it over to my group mate Xian Cheng to talk about the history of fandom in Asia.
There are four phases in the historical evolution of fandom. The first phase is the initial formation in sports event. This mainly happened in Japan. The United States introduced baseball to Japan. Baseball has become professional since 1930s. With the help of TV, baseball became a national sport in the 1960s. During games, fans supported their teams and organized cheering. A term called fan chant emerged. This formed the first stage of Asian fandom culture. The second phase is the migration and development from the sports world to the entertainment world. This also mainly happened in Japan, where entertainment and media industries developed. Japan had plenty of TV programs and print media promotion, so idols emerged, each possessed a certain number of fan groups. In the 1980s, a company called Johnny and Associates established the initial training system and idol factory model. Multiple activity and products for fandom emerged, such as exclusive events. So the sense of participation within the fandom becomes stronger. In this phase, fandom activity began to break free from the limitation of time and space. The overall size of fandom was large, but different groups remained relatively independent. In this phase, Anyoko Club originated in 1985, introduced live audition on TV variety show. The selection process was transparent. Later, AKB48 involved fan voting system in 2009. Fans can directly influence the career development of members, such as decide the center positions. In the third phase, it's the initial unification of the fandom system. This mainly happened in South Korea. South Korea inherited and developed the idol training mechanism of Japan since the 1990s. So the training system became more standardized. Because of the national conditions, the development of fandoms became more mainstream. Each fan groups wanted to expand the scale. So intense competition between fandoms happened. During competition, new unified rules emerged, such as music charts. Fandoms had a stronger sense of mission to promote their idols in this phase. The methods and process for creating stars become more systematic, such as voting, inflecting numbers, and buying views. In this phase, different fan groups operated under the same set of rules. There are some famous fan wars in this phase. One is between HOT and Sex Kids. Their fans clashed over chart dominance, award winnings, and physical space at venues. This marked the birth of organized, passionate idol fandom culture in South Korea. In the last phase, it's the parallel development of globalization and localization of fandom. This mainly happened in Japan, South Korea, China, and Southeast Asia. With the rapid development of Internet in the 21st century, the career wave model has gone global. So fandoms in Asia grow into a larger scale, combining localization with globalization. Fandom comes into the traffic era with the help of social media. Diversified digital methods to promote stars emerged, such as visual ranking and hashtags. Celebrities from different industries were put in the same platform to compete with each other. Fandom not only creates stars with money and time to expand the reach, but also negotiates with the management companies to stay close to their idols. In this phase, fandom forms a closer emotional and economic community with idols and celebrities. There are some phenomena in this phase. One is crazy money spending in fandom. Tian Xunling's fans spent 638 million RMB in just 3 months for him in 2025. The incredible commercial value created by fandom brought him better resources, but also put pressure on public market response of his work. Some fandom denounced the management company to defend the rights of their idol. Recently, Diliraba's fan club confronted her management company about the artist's safety. The club issued a joint statement on Weibo. This fan-driven rights protection received over 1 million views on Weibo. Although company didn't public response, but the manager has been replaced. Then my groupmate Zixuan will introduce the unique characteristics of Asian fandoms.
Hi, I'm Wang Zixuan. Next, let's talk about Asian fandoms in two features. First, how absurd fans are with the crazy rat race. And second, how fans tie their own pride and shame completely to their idols. Asian society is extremely competitive these days. The ideas of meritocracy that hard work gets you rewards and a better life has been stuck in young people's minds since they were kids, from studying to working. And this mind shows up loud and clear in fandoms. An idol's talents gets boiled down to just a few numbers you can count, like votes, sales, and how often they trade and search online. This extreme standard makes fans compare fiercely. It even went from comparing whose idols is more talent to who's spent more money and boosts more data. With capital pulling the strings behind the scenes, fans gotta feed this line. One vote from you, one vote from me, our idol will debate today. Before you know it, data becomes the only way to measure an idol's worth. The huge milk dumpling scandal from Youth with You season 3 in 2021 is a crazy example for how twisted this meritocracy got. The show let fans vote only by buying milk and scoring code on the call to get their idol higher in the ranks. Fans bought tons of milk and pour most of them down in the drain. No one drank it. It is said that waste 900,000 yuan worth of milk every day, just for those voting codes. Basically, meritocracy got way out of hands in fandoms. Fans only care about results. An idol's real skills, worth, and personality don't matter much. Only visible data counts. Fans treat voting like a do-or-die exam. They see vote as love of their idol, and how much they spend as proof of being a good fan. Honestly, this obsession with data is just a way for young people to comfort themselves mentally. In real life, the hard work required to succeed is falling apart. Young people feel lost when applying for school or jobs. But in the fandom world built by capital, the logic is super simple. Spend money, get more sales. Vote more, get higher ranks. This positive feedback gives them a perfect world that they can't get in real life. When fans boost data for idols, they are trying to get back the controls they lost in real life. Their votes are not just for idols, but for holding onto their belief that hard work pay off. Trapped in this meritocracy, fans tie their own pride and shame to their idol achievements. So competition turns from personal data fights to group honor battles. And the pressures become a collective bond of shared will and warmth. In Asia culture, people usually need a big group to find their place and value. Individuals follow the group, and the group's honor is their honor. In fandoms, this becomes a strong emotional bond. If our idol succeeds, we all succeed. If our idol fail, we all fail. The live band wars at TF Boy concerts are a perfect example for this. TF Boy fans split into three groups. Each of them have their own color, like blue for Wang Junkai, green for Wang Yuan, and red for Yang Qianxi. At concert, they fight with light candles, spending lots of money to make their colors cover more area. All they want is to make a sea of their exclusive colors for their idols, proving the idol's popularity and their group power. Light panels aren't just pops anymore. They are a symbol of a group identity, and how much area they cover is like a group face. This might look like just a visual competition, but deep down, it is Asia collectivism showing up in fandom culture. Fans see themselves as part of the fan group, take the group's honor as their own, and feel ashamed if the group falls short. For fans, the size of their lights pale area isn't just a clear sign of the idol's popularity. It is also proof of their group unity and sense of belonging. They pick their sides by competing with other groups and bond super tightly over the same goal and super their idol. Driven by this tense shared pride and shame, individual fans lose their personal boundaries. Their own wish fade away completely to follow the group's will, and they pour all their energy into fighting for the group's honor. In short, Asian fandom's obsession with meritocracy, data, and collective honors comes from Asian competitive tradition and the idol industry focus on traffic. That's what makes Asian fandoms unique.
Despite these macro similarities, micro differences still exist across these countries due to their distinct cultural backgrounds. I will explain this using the three East Asian nations as examples. First is Japan. Japanese fandoms are generally more reserved and boundary conscious. On official social media platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, they often only leave positive and praising comments. However, they might turn around and complain on private accounts or anonymous message boards, such as Girls Channel, which are places where the celebrities themselves cannot see them. To illustrate this, let's look at Mei Nagano's public opinion situation after her cheating scandal. Here is this exact same magazine posted on two different platforms. On the left, her official Instagram is filled with praise and support, while on the right, on the anonymous Girls channel, users ruthlessly criticize her, saying things like, "What kind of powerful backing does she even have?" I believe one of the reasons behind the phenomenon is the fans' identity as companions within Japanese fan culture. The underlying logic of Japanese idols is selling a sense of incompleteness and providing emotional value, and the fan's role is viewed as someone who accompanies their growth rather than someone who teaches them how to succeed. Furthermore, the Japanese social atmosphere is another contributing factor. Japanese society highly stresses kuki wo yomu, which means reading the room, and meiwaku, which means avoiding causing trouble for others. Criticizing an idol or a group in public spaces is viewed as a nuisance to both the idol and other fans. Additionally, Japan has a strong tatemae culture, which means people need to separate their public statements from their private emotions. Therefore, they may post harmless praises on public platforms while holding a completely different attitude in private. Next is China. Compared to Japanese fans, Chinese fans often exhibit a more stronger desire to intervene. Within Chinese fan culture, there is a specific audience known as career fans, which means 事业粉. They tend to possess a strong desire to control the development of their idol's career and expect the idol to work hard for their future. If an idol does something harmful to the career, these fans are highly likely to rush to his or her social media comment area to angrily express their protest. For instance, you can see these fans leaving comments under celebrities' posts expressing discontent over matters from minor styling details like demanding the studio to throw away all sleeveless top, or major career choices and body management, telling the stars to hit the game more or learn how to please fans. Beyond the situation mentioned, I believe this is deeply related to traditional Chinese family ethics. Chinese fans often unconsciously project themselves onto a parental role, imposing the high expectations and strict demands received from their own families or social environments during their growth on their idols. They operate on the mindset of, "I spent money on you, and I am doing this for your own good, so you must listen to me." This is the classical parental psychology for allowing one's child to succeed, which means 望子成龙. In this regard, South Korean fan culture shares certain similarities with China. South Korean fans also possess a strong consumer awareness and are willing to publicly speak out their disagreement. However, their protests are often highly organized, and their target is usually the entertainment agency. For example, South Korea has a famous truck protest culture. When fans are dissatisfied with how the agency treats their favorite idols, or when they believe the agency should fire an idol involved in a severe scandal, they may rent trucks equipped with LED screens and send them to the agency's headquarters to impose pressure. This is a concrete example of track protest organized by fans of the K-pop group 17, following a dating scandal involving the member Joshua. They rented these LED tracks and parked them directly outside the entertainment agency. As you can see, they emphasized their investment and directly demanded his removal from the group for deceiving fans. On one hand, this posture comes from the high degree of capitalization within South Korea's pop culture industry. K-pop is a highly mature industrial system. Therefore, fans are more like customers or shareholders. The purchase of albums and concert tickets is seen as investment. If the return is low, like the idol's comeback performs poorly or they are unfairly treated by the agency, fans will protest for the customer rights. On the other hand, I believe these highly organized protests are also strongly linked to the local democratic atmosphere. As a country whose citizens recently resolved the December 3rd martial law attempt through high-level democratic participation, which earned them a Nobel Peace Prize nomination, South Korean society possesses a deep protest culture. Consequently, South Korean people generally know how to exercise their democratic rights to express disagreement and fight for their interests, and this mindset have been implemented into their fan culture, contributing to the fan activism of K-pop, which means the active movement of fans can influence industry decision-making. So that is the differences and similarities within the Asia's real person fandom.
Next, we will talk about how live-action celebrity fandom has entered other communities. We will use the fandomization of ACGN as an example. Before we look at this change, we need to understand traditional ACGN culture. In the past, fans focused on enjoying the work itself. They stayed in their own small online spaces, shared thoughts through fanfiction, drawings, or mad videos. But today, ACGN is moving from content consumption to emotional consumption. This change has two main causes. First, game companies now treat characters like idols. They no longer just sell a story, they package characters like a virtual idol using beautiful arts, famous voices actors, and detailed personalities. This is very clear in East Asia mobile games. For example, the long-running Japanese game Fate's Grand Order does not only rely on its gameplay. It creates a near-religious love for certain heroic characters, and this emotional bond turns into very high revenue. Second, the audience has changed. The post-90s and post-00s generations are now the main consumers. Many of them are both ACGN fans and live-action idol fans. So when they entered ACGN spaces, they bring their real-life celebrity habits with them. This makes ACGN and live-action fandom more and more similar. Now I will look at this mixing from three angles: economic assimilation, organized right protection, and the VTuber industry. First, economic assimilation. In traditional ACGN, fans show love through creative works, but influenced by live-action fandom, ACGN fans now connect love with spending money. This is the idea of data fandom. In ACGN, fans become data producers. They believe only measurable money and data can prove a character's worth. A good example is Qin from Love and Deep Space. On 18th of April in 2025, his birthday, fans in the Qin birthday project team ran a huge global campaign. One fan made a birthday cake from 280,000 RMB in cash. They placed screen ads across nearly 90 cities in Canada, US, UK, and China, costing close to 1 million RMB. There were also drone shows, subway ads, and custom items. This shows data fandom in action. By spending a lot of money in visible ways, fans shows the game company that the character has commercial value. This pressures the company to give the character more and more content in the future. It also shows the imagined community. Fans who never met each other build a shared identity through a birthday project. This spectacle culture copies live-action idol birthday events. This is a clear example of how live-action fan economics move on to virtual characters. Second, organized right protection. Live action fans are very organized and know how to defend their rights. This has changed how ACGN fans act together. Take the 2024 Genshin Impact Nuvilet case. Without warning, the developers quietly weakened this popular character, saying they were fixing a bug. This angered many players. Fans did not just complain online, they act in a very organized way. They flood social media with the same message. They also use commercial rules to ask for many paper invoices from the game company, raising its tax work. At the same time, they sent many complaints to the consumer protection groups. Under this pressure, the game company apologized in a few days, reversed the nerf, and gave all players high-value in-game compensation. This shows the shareholder mentality of live-action fandom in ACGN. Fans spend a lot of money and time on their characters, so they see themselves as a group with a stake in the character's value. When the value drops, their shared identity turns into organized action. Using the same message and rules to apply pressure is very similar to anti-black teams, data groups, and even truck protests in the Korean fandom. Third, the VTuber industry. The first 2 points show live-action logic entering ACGN. VTubers are a new industry born from the clash of these two cultures. VTubers are mixed reality. VTubers started in Japan around 2016 with Kizuna Ai. At first, it was about technology and role-playing. Then, companies like Nijisanji and Hololive grew, and VTubers started using the Japanese idol model. They give viewers a sense of companionship and emotional value. Their money comes from live stream super chats, memberships, and merchandise. This is a direct fan economy. This has created a very extreme type of fan in Asia called unicorns. Their thinking comes from live-action idol fans who do not want their idols to date. In live-action fandom, fans often want idols to stay single, to keep the fantasy and their own feeling of ownership. Similarly, unicorns want VTubers to be completely pure, with no contact with the opposite sex. They see themselves as the character's partner and want strong control over this one-side relationship. Uruha Lucia was one of the top VTubers for Super Chat money. Her persona was a yandere girlfriend who was very dependent on fans. During the live stream, a private Discord message from Japanese singer Mafu Mafu appeared on her screen by accident. It suggests they live together. At that moment, the real life behind the avatar was shown. Many unicorns who had spent a lot of money and emotion felt cheated. They started a huge online firestorm called Angel and turned against her. In the end, Lucia was fired by her company. This follows the same logic as live-action idols losing fans and work when dating scandal breaks. Now let's move to Christy and she will walk us through the differences between Asia and Western fandoms.
Hello, I'm Christy Yu, and for this part, we're going to compare how Asian and Western fandoms react to idols or stars' love relationships news on social media. Using Weibo for Asian fandoms and Twitter for Western fandoms, we'll see the differences. Asian fandoms often respond in group by cultural values and expectation of their idols. Western fandoms tend to react more individually with different hierarchies around celebrity relationships. And we would analyze how both Asian idols and Western stars discussing how different cultural backgrounds shape fandom values and explain why their reactions differ so sharply. So, in case one, it was about a relationship scandal with Jungkook from BTS and Winter from aespa. In 2025, Korean idols Jungkook and Winter faced rumors of their secret dating. Fans pointed to things like being seen at the same bar, similar clothes, tattoos, or nail polish. Neither agency confirmed or denied the rumors, so social media exploded. The fans debated fiercely, some defending their idols or arguing online. So let's look at the social media post from Weibo. This post is from an entertainment content creator that discussed how common fashion elements between the two Korean idols are found and sparked heated debate among the fans. So the fans defended Jungkook by explaining the shared elements as coincidences or their equal support on a social act online. Some fans also show shock and devastation about the scandal. The second post was from a traveling content creator in Weibo, including a video of aespa's members greeting at a public event. The leftmost member was Winter, who was the first to speak and greet, but the fans were very silent. When the other members greeted, the fans screamed and cheered, who formed a very sharp contrast. The response from Asian fans was that they called out Winter for breaking the rule of no dating as an idol.
They also mentioned a concept where idols profit from fan fantasies that they could not get in a relationship. Let's look at Twitter now. This is a post from a content farm account, which only mentioned that these two idols are not dating. These posts are very common in Western social media to farm content and engagement in the comments. The responses from Western fans are kind of different from the Asian fans. Some fans suspect the validity of the claim, while some fans think it's fine to date idols and hope people will stop attacking them online. There are also mentioning of online jokes, like they're not without a source, they will ask trust me, bro, as a source. The second post was from a translation account that translated Korean idol entertainment news into English. Post mentioned a couple of images about Winter wearing similar shorts and slippers that Jungkook has, raising accusations and rage among the fans. The responses from Western fans were like some fans were angry about how the scandal had happened over clothing choices. Some called out the scandal makers and the strict rules for Korean idols. There are also mentioning of online slangs again. The second case would be Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and the engagement announcement. In August 2025, Taylor Swift announced her engagement to sports star Travis Kelce. Pairing of global music icon and a sports celebrity drew huge worldwide attention because of their different cultural views on marriage. Western and Asian fandoms reacted very differently on the news. The first post from Weibo was from a fan account for Taylor Swift. She translated the engagement announcement into Chinese, which raised a lot of into the discussion forum of Taylor Swift. The responses from Asian fans were mostly blessing for Taylor's happiness for the marriage, while they are also skeptical of Travis, thinking he might be undeserving for Taylor. The second post was from Weibo entertainment account, which was listing Taylor's love history during her engagement announcement date. The responses from fans were quite united. They defended Taylor fiercely, explaining that her love history was her road of growth. Some fans also unitedly urged the netizens to support Taylor's new album instead of focusing on her love history. For Twitter, this post was from a fan account about Taylor Swift again, which illustrated Travis' father's perspective of the engagement announcement. The responses from Western fans were also positive. They were happy about the news and blessed the pair. There are also mentioning of influx slangs, which indirectly indicates Taylor has made a bold and right choice. The second post was from an entertainment account on Twitter, which announcing the news of Taylor's engagement with her own text caption about her marriage, as stated in Instagram. The response from Western fans are more chaotic in this case, which memes and jokes were made about Taylor. There are also blessings around Taylor, while more thoughts about the marriage topic has raised. So from the observation, Western views were more diverse because in Western media, fans view these posts as more of an entertainment and humor than a debate or a defense against two fandoms. There are more jokes, both positive and negative jokes in replies, as seen from the previous post. They tend to use memes and slang from the internet to voice their opinion. Because of their pursuit on individualism, even for supporting and disappointed fans, they tend to respect their privacy and believe that dating between idols is very normal. And there are not a strong sign of collectivism is seen in Western social media. Meanwhile, for Asian fandoms, they're found to be more emotionally invested and protective towards idols or stars as a community, because they are directed by a strong sense of collectivism. For a specific idol's fandom, they also post images or proofs to defend their idol from rumors. The two sides would usually engage in a very heated debate, where fans' actions are usually in form of groups, where they help build more comments of their own perspective together to help their stance appear more convincing during in the comment section. Contrary to the Western fandoms, fans in Weibo criticize Asian idols more strictly when they're in a controversy or rumor about dating, doing this as a kind of betrayal, because they are more showing that they're more emotionally invested than Western fandoms. Fandoms tend to be stricter towards Asian idols because these Asian idols undergo real training from idol agencies to perform personas tailored to fans' emotional growth and fantasies about them. Therefore, Asian fandoms tend to be stricter towards female idols than male idols because of their makeup of their fan bases. While Asian fandoms still show loyalty and protectiveness towards the Western stars, they appear more accepting of their private lives because they are fundamentally not Asian and they did not receive training from idol agencies. Thus, they are not strictly screened by traditional Asian values about idols' personas. They are more often admired as a showcase of uniqueness, freedom, and self-expression, even though their flaws are often overlooked or even embraced.
Now, let's go back to the question I asked at the start. Why do thousands of strangers spend their own money to throw a birthday party for someone they have never met? Here's the answer. for everything we have talked today. First, fans are not just consumers, they are an imagined community. Those birthday ads in Times Square or Seoul are not ads, they are proof that we exist and we matter. Second, as Qiancheng showed us, fandom has changed. Fans moved from just watching to making their idols. And with that came to a new logic, data. Third, as we saw with the milk scandal and TF Boys' Large 6 wars, fans want control. In a Dove world, spending money and boosting data gives them a sense of power. And because of the collectivism, the idols win is everyone's win. One prospers, all prosper. Fourth, different countries have different styles. Japanese fans stay quiet in public but complain in private. Chinese fans act like strict parents. Korean fans rent protest trucks. But the core is the same. Fans feel ownership over the idol. Fifth, as Annie showed, this logic has spilled to games and VTubers. Fans now run birthday campaigns for game characters, protest when a hero gets weakened, and demand purity from virtual idols. The same feeling, belonging, control, and pride. Finally, as Christy explained, Asian fans are different from Western fans. Western fans see celebrities as entertainers. Asian fans see idols as part of themselves. That's why a dating rumor can destroy a career in Asia, but not in the West. So, back to the beginning. Those birthday ads are not just ads. They are proof of community. They are data points in dream of control. They are flags of collective pride. And maybe, for many young people who feel powerless in real life, fandom gives them something real, a place where their actions count, their loyalty is seen, and they are never alone. So that's all of our presentation. Thank you for watching, and we are seeking for your feedback. Your comment is important for us. Thanks.